And welcome back to Jurassic Art and Customs. Today I'm doing the Hammond Collection Velociraptor. So basically what the Hammond Collection is a scaled down version of the Amber Collection, which is just very articulated, very detailed figures, and I couldn't be here more for it. But I think we can do a little better on the paint job there, so I'm gonna. And while we've got her whited out, might as well look at some more of the fine detailing on here. The tail is rubber, so the paint's gonna react a little differently to that than the plastic of the figure. Here we are with a couple more shades. This is what the Velociraptors look like without the dark spotting and stripes. Very buttery, like burnt toast almost. Now the head sculpt is clearly blue, which is a little irritating to us hawk-eyed fanboys who know the differences, but it's okay. It's a great Velociraptor sculpt nonetheless. Just slowly adding the darker tones and the browns and all the sort of highlight colors to make this sculpt and everything pop there. I didn't actually have as much trouble, or any trouble at all, having the paint stick to the rubber of the tail than I did to the rest of the figure. But then again, I haven't bent it and posed it around much since I painted it either. It does have a metal rod in there for posing. Yeah, I always like to add a little rouge tint to the feet and the hands. I think it adds a nice level of realism to the figure. And I like the Jurassic Park logo on the bottom of the foot there. And here I've started to add in the finer freckling and spotting of the raptors. I think it's a pretty iconic freckling they have on there in that first movie. Just barely started there on the head. It is nicely time-consuming, and eventually I'll get them to look like her older sisters here. Yeah, I'm growing quite the pack of Jurassic Park 1 raptors, and I'm loving it. The thing about the patterning from the JP1 raptors is that it's not solid stripes. It's just clusters of dark freckles and scales. Kind of like a really bad stick and poke tattoo, sort of. I'll call it blot and dotting. And then once you've got that figure all spotted out, once you put a nice wash on it, it really blends everything and brings it all together nicely. And gives you a really finished, professional look. And once you're happy with that wash and it's all dry, you're gonna want to start to, either brush on or spray on some lacquer finisher. And that will seal in your whole paint job so you can handle it and pose it with a lot less paint wear and chipping. So I kind of muffed up its eye here. What I usually like to do, see that looks really terrible, is I like to paint the eye in, and then I'll just add the tiniest drop of some clear fingernail polish to give it just a slight bubble, give it kind of a glass eye look almost. Anyway, this is a articulated figure. That's its whole gimmick. You can pose it in pretty much any way you want. Once you paint it, though, you are going to lose a little bit of its articulation, as the mouth doesn't close all the way there, see? But I think it's worthy of the sacrifice, and also because it's very articulated, you're going to get paint wear in some of the tighter joints. But the head does swivel all the way around there. Its neck is articulated in two different spots, you can see. And yeah, there I'm showing you the paint wear, but what can you do? With such tight joints, you're going to get it. Luckily, the original figure's color goes with the color scheme I used here. because it's all in the general same ballpark. But yeah, great articulation in the elbows. The wrists are not, but they do swivel all the way around, so you can really get a lot of limited options for posability here. The legs swivel a full 360 degrees, and they also spread out slightly too, which helps with posing. The knees swivel all the way around and back and forth like that. And the ankles are also articulated. They swivel down, and they're also on a ball hinge, which I've lost a little movement in because of the paint, but yeah, you can do all sorts of things with the feet here. The rubber tail is a really nice incorporation to these new figures. It swivels all the way around, and it's got a wire in there that makes it very posable, but it's very thick rubber, so I'm not really too worried about the wire poking through eventually. Not that I'll probably be handling it and moving it and posing that wire very much, but yeah, you can get them in high poses, you can get them in low crouching poses where they just rush you. But yeah, here we are in package, looking great, perfecting an already really awesome figure, though you do kind of have to cut a hole in the box to get the tail back in there once you snap it in. But I hope you've enjoyed watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.